Hi dear fans, friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings, your host Ram, once again welcoming you to this Cricket Happening show today, this on a Wednesday, well it's on Thursday, sorry, Thursday, the date being 22nd of May 2014. Well dear fans and subscribers, I'm going to start off with this cricket news with some bad news for the Royal Challengers Bangalore fans, as Kolkata Knight Riders, with their sixth win on the trot, dismissed the Royal Challengers Bangalore out of the competition. I mean now there is only one place up for grabs, and that game is going on right now between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Chennai Super Kings. And for Sunrisers Hyderabad, it's a very important match, but I am afraid to say that Chennai Super Kings have put a mountainous total of 185, with some big bashing going on especially by Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who smashed Dale Steyn for 24 runs of the final over of the innings, and also combined into an unbeaten partnership for the fourth wicket, which helped the Chennai Super Kings to recover from a very precarious position at one stage when they had lost 3 wickets for 101 runs, and then now they stood at 84, and in last 5 overs 68 runs were ransacked by Mahendra Singh Dhoni and David Hussey, and both of them chipping in with an unbeaten 50s. So that's match is going on. Now as I said, Royal Challengers Bangalore were the ones who have been dismissed. Royal Challengers Bangalore have no hope now. It's all over. The challenge in the Indian Premier League 2014 has ended for the Royal Challengers Bangalore now. There's no hope for them. And Royal Challengers Bangalore were hit hard by Kolkata Knight Riders. Once again, Robin Uthappa playing a capital innings of an unbeaten 83 of 51 balls with 10 fours and 1 6, not only taking the team to a victory by 30 runs, but also taking the man of the match award probably for the 4th consecutive time. And can you believe this? We all know that Glenn Maxwell has been the man who has been scoring tons of runs in this Indian Premier League 2014. But today, Robin Uthappa, by making his highest score in the Indian Premier League of an unbeaten 83 of 51 balls with 10 fours and 1 6, has now surpassed Glenn Maxwell and is now the leading run getter in this Indian Premier League 2014. And Ashok Dinda handed him over the orange cap today. So Robin Uthappa, as I said, he's doing a great job. He provided thorough entertainment today, and in company was Shakib Al Hasan, who slammed 60 runs of just 38 deliveries with 5 fours and 3 sixes. And this Royal Challengers Bangalore went on to a very tall score of 195 for 4 of their 20 overs. So I'll be talking about that. In the meanwhile, I do see the fireworks are beginning in the Sunrisers Hyderabad innings. Today it is Shikhar Dhawan and David Warner opening, and David Warner has already hit 2 fours of the first over of the bowling of Mohit Sharma. We'll come back to that later. And also there is one more match which is going on, which we'll keep an eye on, and that is the first one-day international of the Sri Lankan tour of England. Sri Lanka taking on England at the Kennington Oval in London. Sri Lanka won the toss and elected to field, and England currently are in charge of batting there, and they are currently 122 for 3 in the 27th over. But I'm afraid to say that this match has been nipped to 39 overs because of rain, and England have it's a 39 overs a side game. So I'll come back to that later. But let's first talk about this match between Royal Challengers Bangalore, where Royal Challengers Bangalore were sent out of the competition by the Kolkata Knight Riders. So Kolkata Knight Riders were the ones who actually batted first. The toss was won by Royal Challengers Bangalore, as has been happening in many matches, a majority of the matches here in this Indian Premier League 2014. The team, whosoever wins the toss, inserts the opposition, and that's what precisely happened. And for Kolkata Knight Riders, they didn't have a good start. Gautam Gambhir was an early victim today when he was caught behind with the bowling of Mitchell Starc for 4. So that was the first wicket to go, and after that Manish Pandey contributed only 13 runs of 12 balls with 3 fours, and they were 23 for 2. And then Pathan showed some big hitting here by making 22 runs. He hit Yuvraj Singh for a 6. He sent Yuzvendra Chahal, the leg spinner, over the fence for a 6. And Yusuf Pathan, in a brief while, entertained by making 22 of 13 balls with 1 4 and 2 sixes. And then he tried to go for a run that was absolutely not there. And in the confusion, it was Virat Kohli picked up the ball and threw it at the wicketkeepers, and Thakavale made no mistake, and Yusuf Pathan was run out for 22. So that made the score 56 for 3. And then 56 for 3. It was alarm bells for the Kolkata Knight Riders. But, well, it was not good going for the Kolkata Knight Riders. They were struggling at that stage. But the good thing for them was Robin Uthappa was there at the crease. And Robin Uthappa all himself took 14 balls today to hit his first boundary. But once he got the company of Shakib Al Hasan, there was absolutely no looking back for the Kolkata Knight Riders as they went about their task in a very, very professional way. And look at that partnership, how it blossomed and blossomed and blossomed, as it really put this the Royal Challengers Bangalore bowling to the sword by rattling runs aplenty. In fact, Robin Uthappa, as I said, finished off with an unbeaten 83 of 51 balls with 10 fours and 1 6. As far as Robin Uthappa's innings were concerned, it was very nicely done. He saw that the ball was actually stopping, so Robin Uthappa decided that the best attack, the best form of playing on this pitch is to attack the bowling, and that's what he precisely did. And while I'm talking here, Sunrisers Hyderabad are really making this chase really worthwhile, and David Warner has just hit a 6 of the bowling of Ashwin. In fact, it was a flighted delivery from Ravichandran Ashwin. In fact, Warner had his front foot forward and clubbed him powerfully into the side screen for a 6. And while I'm talking, there is one more boundary from the bat of David Warner. Ashwin has been sent to the fence once more. I'll come back to that later. Now let's keep the talk going on the Royal Challengers Bangalore versus Kolkata Knight Riders. So Kolkata Knight Riders, as I said, Robin Uthappa was joined in by Shakib Al Hasan, and from a very troublesome situation at 56 for 3, the Kolkata Knight Riders batsman Robin Uthappa and Shakib Al Hasan joined into a partnership for the 4th wicket, which yielded 120, I think it was 121 runs that it yielded, with the contribution from Robin Uthappa being an unbeaten 83 of 51 balls with 10 fours and 1 6. And the way he played and one of the shots that he hit was a real picture, a picture to be posted. It was hit so straight. I thought the bowler was Yuzvendra Chahal. Robin Uthappa just not even dancing from the crease. He just went with the flow, and the bat was absolutely straight. That's what the stroke you should see on YouTube if you could. So Robin Uthappa contributed 83 runs, unbeaten 83 at that. And Shakib Al Hasan, let me tell you, he was the partner who was the more aggressive of the two, with Shakib Al Hasan targeting the long off area and the mid-wicket area to good effect. And Shakib Al Hasan also went after Yuzvendra Chahal in a big way by depositing him for 3 sixes in a single over with some powerful swings of the bat. And he had he was the man who was out when this partnership came to an end. And as I said, they really went after the bowlers. I mean, look at the score: 56 for 3 in the 7th over, and then they sit at from the 7th over. I mean, they were there up till the end, up till the 19th over, when the Kolkata Knight Riders score went on to 177, and that was the precise reason, because of that wonderful partnership that happened between Robin Uthappa with an unbeaten 83 with 10 fours and 1 6, and Shakib Al Hasan chipping in with 60 of just 38 deliveries with 5 fours and 3 sixes, and all the 3 sixes coming off a single over of the bowling of the leg spinner Yuzvendra Chahal. That enabled them to post a very big score of 195 for 4 of their 20 overs, and eventually that particular score turned out to be a pretty winning score. In the meanwhile, I do see that the Sunrisers Hyderabad are really getting runs here, and the man who is scoring here is none other than David Warner, who is not out on 30 of just 14 deliveries with 5 fours and 1 6. Shikhar Dhawan at the crease is just a spectator. He has got only 1 ball to face, and he has got 1 run. So the score is 31 for no loss, the Sunrisers Hyderabad in the 3rd over, in reply to Chennai Super Kings 185 for 3. And the pressure is definitely on the Sunrisers Hyderabad, because it is a must-win match for them. If they have to toss their hat into the ring, they would be pretty relieved that Royal Challengers Bangalore is no longer there in the mix. Now it is a tight competition between Kolkata Knight Riders. I mean, it is going to be Mumbai Indians, Sunrisers Hyderabad. I'll come back to that later. In the meanwhile, let's keep the talk going on this Royal Challengers Bangalore Kolkata Knight Riders match. Let's have a look at the bowling figures. And Robin Uthappa's batting, as you know, has been a clear revelation in this Indian Premier League 2014 tournament, and the way he actually carries the ball into the gaps was very good to see. And also his hitting, it is not such a plain hitting, it is a very matured batting by Robin Uthappa. And every time we see Robin Uthappa, it's a real treat to watch him, because he really hits the ball straight. Let's have a look at the bowling figures from the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Mitchell Starc 4 overs 1 for 32, Ashok Dinda 4 overs 1 for 38, Abu Nachi Ahmed 1 for 33, Muthiah Muralidharan bowled only 2 overs, went away for 19, and also Robin Uthappa was playing some very good sweep shots and reverse swaps, and also Shakib Al Hasan also played some very good sweep shots. Yuvraj Singh 2 overs for 21, Yuzvendra Chahal was taken to the cleaners today, the leg spinner, and targeted by Robin Uthappa and Shakib Al Hasan in general, and Yuzvendra Chahal leaked away 50 runs in his 4 overs. Now let's having a look at the Bangalore card. Bangalore in the chase of 196 didn't have it good at all, as Chris Gale was an early victim, as he was LBW bowled Umesh Yadav for 6 of 9 balls with 1-4, and after that it was Takavale and Kohli. Takavale contributed a very aggressive 45 of 36 balls with 5 fours and 1 6. Kohli made 38 of 31 balls with 3 fours and 1 6, and then the magician started spinning his yarn, and this name we all know, no prizes for guessing there. It is Sunil Narine who started spinning that yarn, and what he did is that he picked up some vital wickets. First he broke that very stubborn partnership which was going on between Kohli and Takavale. Takavale was bowled by Narine for 45. Kohli was the next victim that Sunil Narine got when Kohli was out for 38 of 31 balls, 3 fours and 1 6. But when Kohli departed, the run rate was pretty high, in the sense the required run rate was really going up, and it depended on Yuvraj Singh and AB de Villiers. Now Yuvraj Singh, well, he did his bit. In fact, he, on his short stay at the crease, he decided to go after Umesh Yadav and slammed him for sixes and boundaries, and he collected 22 of 12 balls with 1-4 and 2 sixes before Yuvraj Singh was caught in the deep by Vinay Kumar, who was bowling of Narine for 22. AB de Villiers was gone. He tried to slog sweep Sunil Narine, paid the penalty. He was clean bowled by Narine, and look at the wickets that Sunil Narine took. Sunil Narine's figures was 4 overs, no maiden, 20 runs and 4 wickets, and especially considering that with having Sunil Narine in the team and you're defending 195, I think it's a pretty easy job, because Sunil Narine will give nothing away, and that's what he precisely did. His 4 overs were kept for just 20 runs, and he picked up 4 wickets. And look at the cream de la cream wickets that he took. First he took the wicket of Virat Kohli, then he had Yuvraj Singh, then he had AB de Villiers, and also included another scalp of the very aggressive Yogesh Takavale for 45. So that's what the story was. And then it became the task. Once Yuvraj Singh and AB de Villiers were gone, there was absolutely no hope for Bangalore, and that's what precisely happened with the Royal Challengers Bangalore losing this match by 30 runs and being pushed out of the competition. So Royal Challengers Bangalore is now out. There are only 3 teams now vying for the playoffs here. So Sachin Rana was not out on 19 of 12 balls with 2 fours. Mitchell Starc not out 12 of 8 balls with 1-4, and Bangalore, Royal Challengers Bangalore, ending with a score of 165 for 5 of their 20 overs. Now I will have a look at the bowling figures. In the meanwhile, I do see that there is a semblance of control going on in the Chennai Super Kings. Chennai Super Kings bowlers have really come back. I thought John Hastings is bowling a good line here. Mohit Sharma bowled a good line too. In fact, after being hit for 2 fours by Warner. Currently I see the Sunrisers Hyderabad are 35 for no loss. Hastings is playing his game today. He's absolutely on the money, not given away, just given away 1 run. So in the meanwhile, let's have a look at the bowling card as far as the Kolkata Knight Riders were concerned. Barring Sunil Narine, 4 overs 4 for 20. Vinay Kumar was taken for some severe beating, 4 overs 44 runs with no wicket to his name. Shakib Al Hasan bowled 4 overs of 27, 4 overs of 45 for Umesh Yadav with 1 wicket, and 4 overs for 21 for Mone Morkel. And look at who got the Man of the Match award. Robin Uthappa getting his 4th Man of the Match award. He did a lot of things on this particular match. He's hit a lot of 50s, and as I said, he is now the highest run getter in the Indian Premier League 2014. He has surpassed Glenn Maxwell. Glenn Maxwell is second now in the Indian Premier League 2014, and everybody would have been surprised, but let me tell you, the amount of consistency that Robin Uthappa showed, it has not been shown by anyone else, I suppose. He has been truly, truly stupendous. And as I think for Kolkata Knight Riders, that has come as a great boon for them in this Indian Premier League 2014. Now, so from here I'm going to shift gears, and I'm going to talk to you. In the meanwhile, while I'm talking, the Sunrisers Hyderabad moved on to 39 for no loss in the 4th over, with Warner hitting one more boundary. So Warner has 6 boundaries now, with 1-6 in his knock of 34 of 16 balls. He's going like a train. Shikhar Dhawan 5 of 7 balls. Now let's have a look at the scorecard of the Chennai Super Kings. So Chennai Super Kings, in fact, they had a very aggressive start thanks to both Dwayne Smith and du Plessis, but Dwayne Smith was simply electric with his knock. He blasted Parvez Rasool for 3 sixes in a single over. As Parvez Rasool, his 4 overs cost him 35. The toss was actually won by Sunrisers Hyderabad, and they decided to insert the Chennai Super Kings. And Chennai Super Kings put a score. They started off in aggressive fashion because they had 33 on the board in the 4th over itself, with Dwayne Smith spanking boundaries and sixes. And as I said, Dwayne Smith in his very sweet knock of 47 of 28 balls, with 4 4s and 4 6s, and out of that 3 6s were hit on the trot by Dwayne Smith of the bowling of Parvez Rasool, the right arm offie from Jammu and Kashmir. Du Plessis contributed. He was run out for 19 of 11 balls with 4 4s. Suresh Raina he made only 4. He was gone for 4 of 7 balls, and that made the Chennai Super Kings innings, after getting an aggressive start, they started losing wickets pretty regularly, and the score stood at 77 for 3 in the 9th over, and that was the time David Hussey was at the crease and Mahendra Singh Dhoni joined him. And once he joined, Karan Sharma was bowling in the right areas, and it was not easy, and Dhoni took his time at the crease. He didn't really rush into anything. It was a pretty matured approach from him. He decided to bide his time at the crease. David Hussey, on the other hand, also decided to play very carefully, and slowly, once they were watchful and they got through the initial part, and as I said, till 15 overs they took their time at the crease. They were not really attempting, they were not getting into any heroics. But once the 15th over was gone, I would say that the Sunrisers Hyderabad bowling were suffering into the hands of David Hussey and Dhoni. And look at the partnership, what it did. In fact, from 77 for 3, Chennai Super Kings ending up with a final tally of 185 for 3 of their 20 overs. So that was a partnership of 108 runs unbroken between David Hussey contributing an unbeaten 50 of 33 balls with 5 4s and 2 6s, and the 2 6s that he hit was of the bowling of Irfan Pathan. And Mahendra Singh Dhoni, as I said, took his time at the crease, decided to keep the wickets in hand along with David Hussey. They took the game to the 15 overs, and after 15 overs, I would say it was a real blasting coming in from the Chennai Super Kings batsmen, especially Mahendra Singh Dhoni, as he targeted every bowler, and in 5 overs 68 runs were ransacked by Mahendra Singh Dhoni and David Hussey. And as I said, Mahendra Singh Dhoni providing the final flourish to the Chennai Super Kings innings by slamming Dale Steyn for 24 runs in a single over. He slapped him over the long on for a 6. He pulled him over deep mid-wicket for a 6. He hit him for 2 more boundaries to get 24 runs for the final over, and that enabled Mahendra Singh Dhoni to finish on an unbeaten 57 of 41 balls with 2 4s and 4 6s. And that's the precise reason Chennai Super Kings, from a total of 77 for 3 in the 9th over, ended up with 185 for 3 of their 20 overs. As far as the bowling figures were concerned, for the Sunrisers Hyderabad bowlers, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, 4 overs cost him 36 runs. Dale Steyn, as I said, has been really getting pulped by a lot of batsmen now. The other day we saw AB de Villiers charging onto Dale Steyn Today, Mahendra Singh Dhoni using raw power to really put Dale Steyn into the stands. Dale Steyn 4 overs went for 43 runs. Karan Sharma, what a bowling. Now look at that bowling figures of the leggy Karan Sharma, who not only picked up the 2 wickets first of Duplessis, I thought it was Dwayne Smith, the rampaging Dwayne Smith, and Suresh Raina, and this leg spinner went on to bowl 4 overs in such a measly fashion that he gave away just 19 runs and with the 2 wickets in his bag. Pervez Rasool 4 overs for 35 runs. Irfan Pathan 3 overs for 34. Darren Sammy bowling the solitary over which got taken away for 11 runs. And currently, while I am talking, Sunrisers Hyderabad are 39 for no loss in reply. We are in the 4th over. David Warner is blasting. He is not out on an unbeaten 34. He is not out on 36 now of 20 balls, 6 fours and 1 6. Dhawan is not out on 7. Mohit Sharma 2 overs for 22 runs. Ravichandran Ashwin bowled 2 overs for 16. Hastings has gone for 5 runs of his 7 deliveries. Well, so from here I am going to shift gears. Well, I couldn't talk about yesterday's match. Yesterday we saw that it was Dwayne Smith playing a very attacking knock for the Mumbai Indians. When Mumbai Indians won that match, I thought it was I just have to look at my records, but right now let me take on to this game. As I said, it's a 39 overs a side game because of rain, which is the first one-day international which is being played at the Kennington Oval in London. And right now England, I would say, are not really well placed according to me. They are 152 for 4. The run rate is just 4.87 runs per over. So 152 for 4 is the current score for England against Sri Lanka. And Sri Lanka were the ones who won the toss and decided to insert England in. Alistair Cook was an early victim, caught by Sangakkara of the bowling of Kulashekara for 11 of 23 balls with 1-4. After that, it was a real sort of a recovery, which was done in very nice fashion, in the sense they took their time at the crease. They really chiseled a partnership there, which actually occupied almost, it is 89-run partnership, but it was very important under the circumstances. And then finally Ian Bill's contribution in that was 50 of 56 balls with 4 fours and 1 6. Gary Balance contributing a very well-made 64 of 72 balls with 5 fours and 1 6. Senanayake was the one who took 2 wickets there. Ian Morgan was out for 3. And right now, while I'm going to leave you on this Cricket Happening show, Joe Root is not out on 18 of 28 balls, doesn't have a single boundary to his name. Ravi Bopara is not out on 3, and that is the current score. So as I said, this is a match, the first one-day international at the Kennington Oval between England and Sri Lanka, where due to rain, the match has been reduced to 39 overs a side game. And I'm going to leave you with this quick cricket update that England are 152 for 4, batting first in the 32nd over. And Malinga has bowled 4 overs for 22. Kulashekara has bowled economically, 5 overs, 1 minute, 1 for 17. Lakmal has been a bit costly, 6 overs for 34. Tisra Pereira, 3 overs, 25. But Senanayake has done a beautiful job. In fact, he is almost bowling his last over of his quota here. 7.1 overs, no more than 28 runs and 2 wickets. Angelo Matthews has bowled 6 overs, 1 for 25. Well, unfortunately, dear fans and subscribers, I will have to leave you on this Cricket Happening show for now, but promising you that Cricket Happening show is a regular feature, and you will definitely see me tomorrow on my next Cricket Happening show. Well, other than that, nothing. So tomorrow I'll be definitely talking about this game which is currently going on between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Chennai Super Kings, and also I'll be dwelling on the England-Sri Lanka result of the first one-day international. Till such time, your host Ram comes and sees you. This is goodbye from my studios. Thank you.